Okay, Facebook. Um, hmm, a little bit teared up right now. I just finished teaching my book group and shared a bit of my story. And it really, really tore me up. I and you know, sometimes we think that stories are not relevant, but they but they are so relevant. They heal and they free, and they help us to share our journey with others and an effort to help them cross over something and go through something that they themselves are struggling with. So I'm teaching a group of young ladies how to write and publish their books. And so I shared my story today in the group, and it was hard because I never thought that, um, I don't share my story or that part of my get to bed. It's late. I don't share that part of my story all the time, and I haven't spoken about that part of my life in a while. At least not so much in depth like I did tonight. And it really was painful. It was hard. And I don't know if it was hard because I haven't gone there in a while, or it was hard because I don't know, but it was just hard. Hi, Alicia. So one of the reasons I wanted to share this Facebook with you is that I want to say to you that, it's so important that we share our stories, because if we don't write our stories, we don't know what our children will read. We don't know the legacy that we're leaving behind. And we don't know what our kids and our generation will read. And I really believe that we need to start creating the stories that our generation read, that our children are reading. And we need to leave behind that which we want to be said of us. And so, you know, I I crack up. I get all teary eyed every time I read aspects of the Mango Girl, because tonight I was going through my violation at gunpoint, and it was just painful. It was just painful to just go over that kind of sexual abuse and violation, and it was just hard to just relive that. And as I read every line, it felt like I was reliving it. It felt like I could feel my perpetrator's hands all over my body, and I could feel it. I just relived it all, and it was painful. And thinking about it again just pains, and it just hurts. I think especially when I read about, or when I try not to think about it, but when I remember that he stroked my daughter's face and threatened to have sexually abused her had she been 1 year older. And sometimes your mind protects you by pushing certain things to the back of it. And most days I just push it to the back of my mind and I don't think about it, because it's one of those scars that no matter how it heals, I don't think it really heals. I don't think it ever really does heal. I don't think I ever will be properly healed from, not probably healed is the wrong word. This will always impact you. This kind of trauma always impacts you, no matter what, no matter how much you grow, and no matter what you become. This kind of trauma doesn't just disappear. this kind of trauma just doesn't go away. And whilst I don't live in my past of my abuse, every moment, every now and then, with moments like these, I just have to be true to myself, and I just have to say that sometimes it still hurts, and sometimes it's still painful, and sometimes it's just hard to know that people can be so animalistic and you can be so violated. And I'm not gonna look on the screen because I wouldn't want this to happen to anyone that I know. Um, Violation is painful, and violation, especially sexual, is very painful, and you live with those scars for a very long time. And I want to say to mothers and fathers who have children, especially in today's world that is so sexually perverted and there's no filter, to be careful with your kids and just try to protect them as much as you can. You can't, don't be overprotective, but just be vigilant and listen to your kids when they tell you something. Listen to them. I have this rule in my house where I listen to my kids first and then I investigate. Because if in my time I felt secure and safe, that I could tell my mom and the adults around me first, and then I didn't have to live with that guilt for such a long time, then probably my healing would have happened faster, and probably some of the abuse I endured further would not have happened. So what I'm saying is that, and I'm so uncomfortable because you see I'm hugging myself and I'm just so it's not I talk about this normally from a space of outer body experience. Tonight I actually went into it with a group I'm teaching privately, and I have a group of girls that I'm coaching, and I shared some stuff with them privately, and I read a bit of my story to them, and it evoked a lot of emotions in me, and I just thought I had to share this because sometimes you guys see the nice things I do. You see the speaking and the coaching and the training, and you don't see this part. You don't see that my story sometimes still hurts. You don't get to see that part because I generally don't share it sometimes, and I generally, probably call a friend if I get to this place, or I call my coach, or I deal with it. But tonight is one of those nights where it's just happened, and I just have to be transparent about it. And this is why I'm glad that I documented my story, and I'm just so big on people documenting stuff, because I listened to a story from somebody from Jamaica this week. And I remember inboxing and I said to her, our stories are so similar because there are so many people in the Caribbean and all over the world who have this story, men as well, because sometimes we tend to think it's just women. It's not just women. There are men who have our stories. And I wish more men would be brave to tell their stories, because there are men who've been abused. There are men who've had domestic violence, and they're afraid to share. But mommies, grandmothers, aunties, uncles, be vigilant with your kids. Listen to your kids. Trust your kids. Don't have your kids sit in no uncle's lap. I have a rule in my house. From my daughter was about 4 or 3 or so, I have a rule. You can't sit in no uncle's lap. So don't have your kids sit in no uncle's lap and share no bed with anybody. Just don't do those kind of practices. And I know that in some cultures like Caribbean, it's just, it used to be seen as, it's not normal. It's not normal for a little girl to be sharing a bed with her dad, or it's not normal. So, and I know that there's some people who think I'm just being over crazy. I'm not over crazy, right? It's not normal for children to share beds at certain age with their parents. It's not normal for uncles to want little girls to sit in their laps. It's not normal. It's not normal. So I want you to be vigilant. And for all of you perpetrators who might even be on my Facebook, some of you might be here and you're undercover. If you're undercover perpetrator, stop, because you leave permanent scars and you hurt people and you leave damage sometimes that is so hard to repair no matter what. And I just think that men and women who are incestuous and love underage children are really psychologically unwell and need help themselves. And in the process of you being so destroyed, you are destroying others, because when you destroy a child or girl or boy by your sexual perversion, you then are destroying two sets of lives, because you're already destroyed. You're so freaking destroyed. It is because you're so destroyed that you can go and abuse a child. And, I'm an adult and I still carry those scars and they're painful. And there are days when I'm totally fine. And there are days like these when something like reading my story to the group that I'm teaching, I just read 3 paragraphs and it really triggered me, and it really, I feel like that there's vomit in my stomach, because I had to relive that moment, and it hurts. It will forever be there, no matter how I try, no matter what I do. The pain is not as bad, but it's still painful and it's still there. And you still have questions that you never get answers for. And I just think that we need to become more conscious of how we are as parents, of how we entrust our children into people's care. Mothers, listen to your daughters. Mothers, listen to your sons. Daddies, listen to your daughters. Daddy, listen to your sons. Uncles and aunties, be vigilant, because sex has become so normal in all kind of shapes and forms. And there seems to be a desire for young, underprivileged children. And without education of both sides, it's not going to go away. So I just want to share that with you. I just had to offload that off my chest and just accept and be honest about where I'm at with that right now. It hurts. It's painful. And it impacts your life for a long time. And you have demons. You end up with demons. You try hard. And some days are better than others, and some months, and sometimes for a year. And then, it shows its ugly head like tonight. So that's me done. I don't appeal to anybody who think that they need young girls or young boys to satisfy their sexual desires, to think about the hurt and the pain and the damage you do to that person's life, and rethink your desires. Get help if you need it. There's something sexually, mentally, emotionally, psychologically wrong with you. If you have to turn to children who you're meant to be protecting, you're meant to be parenting absentee to, and you violate them, there's something wrong with you and you need help. And before you commit another act to damage another child, trust a doctor. If you can't trust anybody around you, trust a doctor. Trust a pastor to help you get the help you need. before you damage somebody else's life, because some of these damages are irreparable, and their domino effect, and they leave scars that never heal. And even if they heal, they leave such scars sometimes that are still tender. So I know that I personally, I'm a strong girl, and I generally cope with my trauma. But there are scars that I will never ever, no matter how much makeup you put on it, no matter how much counseling you have, no matter how much psychologists you see, no matter how much CBD you do, CBT, it doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys that, oh my God, because it doesn't. And I'd be lying to you if I say it does. It doesn't go away. You get better at coping with it. You don't forget it. I have this thing where my son is 7, and my son is very bossy. God bless him. I love my son. But he's very bossy. And whenever my son starts bossing me around, I literally flip. I don't, and you guys probably hear me say it. I don't like men bossing me around. And I said that to my son, and my poor son, oh, let me fix my blouse. My poor son doesn't understand it. Oh, sorry. My poor son doesn't even understand it. I'm like, don't boss me. And I literally go into attack mode. I just get very defensive. Don't boss me around. And that comes out of my abuse. I don't like men bossing me around. It puts my back up. Don't boss me around as a man. I don't like it. A woman can say the same thing to me and it doesn't impact me. But when a man does it, I go into flight mode. Like, see you right here. Yeah. That's abuse. That's what abuse does. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. And I might even delete this video because, boy, this is too vulnerable right here, right now. But thank you guys. I just hope that somebody might watch this and might share it with somebody who it might help to turn. Because let me tell you something, on Facebook here, there are lots of predators. You just don't know them. There are lots of predators on Facebook. I can tell you because I deal with a lot of children and young people, and there are lots of predators here. There are lots of there are predators on Facebook. I kid you not. I can't begin to tell you, but there are a lot of predators, and some of them might even be watching this later on the replay, or might see it. And predators are not just men, they come in form of women too. So just be aware. So guys, have a great evening, and thank you for Anthony. I'm just about to go, but thank you for joining me. So guys, there you have it. I just wanted to share that with you lot, and to say to you that, we have to protect our children more. And for those of us who are adults and we are living in that kind of life, we need to change. We need to get some help. We need to get psychologists. We need to find out the root cause, because everything that happens to us in life has a reason. There is a root cause to why we are the way we are. There's a pus somewhere, there's a root, and we need to unearth that and fix it and get rid of it and transform ourselves and seek the help you need. There's absolutely nothing wrong with getting help. Let me say that again. There's nothing wrong in getting. Hi, Sharon, girl. We need to talk. There's nothing wrong with getting help. So if you are a sexual predator, it's not too late to stop. You're never so far gone that you can't stop. And think about the impact you have and the pain you cause and the things you do and the scars you leave behind. Sometimes are so permanent. Look at me, I'm a big woman, and tonight I'm here crying because I'm feeling so impacted and so emotional about sharing my story with a group of women tonight. And aspects of it just really made me hurt, and I relived being raped. I relived, all of that, and that was painful. And I don't go there very often, but I relived my father molesting me, and that's hard. He's meant to be your dad. He's meant to love and protect you. So anyway, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. So yeah, before I get all snotty, and I don't want to go back there right now. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for loving me just when I'm happy, when I'm sad, when I'm snotty, when I'm all kind of shapes and form. You guys love me no matter what, and I appreciate you for that. So have a good day, a good night, good day, wherever you guys are in the world. And yeah, good night, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you, Junior, Sharon, Denise, Anthony, Sweetness. Oh, hi, Alicia. We love you and respect you, Ava. God bless you for being an inspiration to many. Thank you. Your story has transformed many lives to live a life of purpose. I know, honey. Thank you so much. And I think that's why I'm so passionate about stories. Thank you, Patrick. Oh, love you too, baby. Patrick, you know how much I love you. Like, you're one of the guys on my Facebook page. I don't always, but I really value you, and you know that. One of the reasons I share my story so proudly, regardless of the scars it's left, is that you guys probably don't know, but I get the messages on the mails every day. Like, if you know how many people my story has freed, I've had men who reach out to me, and I've never shared this publicly. I've been crying, sorry. I can't blow my nose on here because all of you will be sick, like, it's right, really loud. There are men who have stopped molesting girls because of my story. And I've had men who've reached out to me privately and confidentially and have said, because I see the impact that it's had on you and other people. And I think as more of us begin to share, I need to go in a minute because I need to go, my nose is bothering me right now. Because a number of us have begun sharing our stories, it's really sent off the light bulb for a lot of perpetrators to let them understand that it's not okay, that they need to stop. So continue to share your stories, guys. The stories are powerful, and you don't know the impact it's making sometimes because people are not coming out to say it publicly, but privately it's making an impact. So thank you much. Keep it real. You know me, I just keep it real, Patrick. I keep saying about the iceberg theory, and I share it all the time on my page, that I can't just show you the good times and when things are great and everything's okay, because some days it's not okay. Like today, some days life is not okay. And I don't want you guys to get the impression that, oh my God, every day Ava's life is rosy, because it's not. It's not rosy every day. There are some, thank you, Barbados, I need it. There are some days when life is not rosy, and tonight is not rosy because I had a great day. Everything was perfect. I'm planning my speaking tour. I'm going to Barbados. I'm going to Jamaica. I'm going to Africa. And I'm really excited about it. But then I relived how a gunman put the gun to my neck and, put my body parts in I'm not going to go into that right here, but like, like all of that. And it makes you want to be sick. It makes you want to vomit. And for as long as you live, you have that. You have that. You go there every now and then, and it makes you sick, or something trigger you, or So let's continue to just be real and protect our grandchildren and our children, and just be vigilant that there are predators, and children are always molested by people they know. I want you to remember that 98% of the time we are molested by people we know, the people we entrust our children into their care. The parents in absentia are oftentimes those who molest them. So I'm out of here because I need to go. But I love you guys, and thank you so much for loving me. And I love you guys. See you later. I'm not my strongest point right now, but it's okay not to be okay. And I know that. So see you guys later. Bye-bye.